Hi guys, welcome back to the Best Survival Podcast. This is Julia.
And I'm Brianna.
And today, I'm coming to you from rainy Madison.
And I'm coming to you from partly cloudy Minneapolis. I didn't know we were weather reporting. I didn't prepare for that.
Well, I walked 5 minutes outside and my pants are soaking wet. But you know what? Only the front side, not the back. And only from where my jacket ended down. Soaking wet. My legs are soggy. Anyways.
Well, maybe on the way back, then you can get the other side wet, so it'll be equal.
I know my gray sweatpants, they're now a darker gray. So I'm honestly making fashion moves at this point. Today, we're gonna share with you one of our favorite apps at the moment.
BeReal. Let's give a full explanation of what the app is and how it operates. So BeReal is an app that gives you a notification once a day at a random time in the day, and I'm pretty sure it's the same time for everyone who uses the app, right?
Yeah, I think it is the same time for everyone using the app, except for it might be different within time zones. I'm not quite sure about that.
Yeah, but basically you just take a picture and it captures the frame from the front of your camera and the back of your camera, and it gets sent out to your friends so they can basically see what you're doing exactly at that same time.
Yeah, and the notification, it's like you have 2 minutes to post on the BeReal, and then if you don't post, then you're considered late. But there's no consequences to it. It's just what everyone's doing at the same 2 minutes of their day.
Yeah.
Which it's fun when the BeReal has gone off a couple times when we're with friends. So one person will see the notification and be like, the BeReal went off, and then everyone will grab their phone and take the same exact photos for the BeReal.
So basically this episode is just an advertisement for BeReal.
This is not a paid advertisement, though. This is
not
unpaid advertising. Because it's really just genuine. Nothing's premeditated. You're not thinking about what you're you don't plan out what you're gonna post and what caption you're gonna do or whatever. You're literally just randomly taking a selfie and then posting it for your friends to see.
At home especially, I like to see what everyone's doing at their own colleges, and BeReal also has a reaction feature where you basically take a selfie with a reaction to your friend's post, and you can also comment.
Yeah.
So
I really like the commenting feature because I like to just slide up on people's things.
Too.
And because in the same college, I could see that oh my gosh, this person's there. I'm also here, and then I can go find them. That's happened.
Whoa.
Where I was I think I took a photo and then I didn't realize they were also in the same building as me, and I was I recognize the area, so I'm
stalker.
Oh, not stalker.
Stalker moves. It kind of reminds me of Casey Neistat, the YouTuber. He tried to create an app a while ago. I think CNN bought it from him for $20 million. I could be wrong. But basically his idea of the app was, it was like Snapchat and stories, but you didn't get to see what you were posting. So there was a sensor on the front camera of your phone, and you hold your phone up to your chest and it automatically starts recording or taking a picture. And then once you take it off of your chest, it just posts it to your story. So they were also trying to capture the unfiltered feeling, but I think BeReal does it really effectively and in a similar but seemingly more successful way.
Yeah, that's another thing. You can't edit your BeReals. You can recreate it. I get too excited and both my photos turn out just blurry, so I'll retake it to so it's not just two blurry photos.
Also from I guess a business standpoint, the purpose of an app, you want people to keep coming back to it, and with BeReal, everybody looks forward to that notification once a day, and you're gonna get the people who use your app coming back literally every single day super easily.
And I think they make it easy to use. It doesn't require a lot of thinking. I think I went on their Instagram page one day. They really don't have anything on it. I think it's through word of mouth, I guess, that this app has been growing. A couple months ago, never knew what it was. And the fact that they're not posting and promoting this app crazy. The only people I hear about this app from is the one person who told me to download it, and then the people I've told to download it,
Because once the notification goes off, everyone is kind of curious about what you're doing, I guess. So that's really easily spread. If you see somebody pull up their phone and they're oh, I have to post my BeReal. It's really easy to just go around, I guess.
Yeah. I heard that's one person who was using the app that I'm friends with would wait until they're doing something interesting and just post late.
No.
And I was like, that's just not the point of the app. Like, the whole point of the app is for it to be, like, genuine and, like, what you're doing in that moment and not, like, trying to create, like, a picture perfect, like, I don't know. And it's the thing is, like, it goes away after 24 hours. After the next notification goes off, nobody else can see that post again. You could go back and see, like, all your posts every single day, but I don't know. I think that's really cool, though, because, like, I can go back and view all my memories, and I have, like, a post, like, every single day.
Half the time I post, I'm just studying.
Yeah, or for, like, the last 2 weeks. I don't really know how long they last, but...
That's actually how most people's are, I feel like, most of the time, which is a reality check in a positive way. Most people are normally just, like, sitting in their dorm or, like, doing homework. I feel like that's a good reality check, that you don't have to constantly be doing something or constantly be overextending yourself to be considered, like,
that's, yeah,
successful. I don't think that's the term, but
yeah, I get that. It's funny, when I took one in class, one of my friends I was sitting next to was like, Julia, I hope you know you look so dumb right now, because I just grabbed the photo and started, like, getting, like, that high angle, and, like,
who cares, though?
And that's what I was literally like, I was like, I really don't care what they think of me. In class, it wasn't, like, during class, it was, like, you know, the 5 minutes before class that we're just, like, sitting around. I'm like, the BeReal went off, smile. And then I, like, just, like, grab my camera and, like, shoot it up in the air, you know. But I'm like, no, like, I don't know anybody in this room. Why should I care what they think of me? They should be taking the BeReal too, you know?
Exactly. They have to hop on the wave.
They have to hop on the wave. It's a pretty good wave. I wonder if it'll die out, though.
This is contradictory to everything we were just hyping up about it, but I think it probably will, like everything does. Everything just goes in phases and trends, and then people stop.
I feel like it needs like one more thing to get people to keep coming back, you know, because it's
what
like,
could that be, though?
Yeah, it's like fun, like posting every single day, but like in reality, like you were saying, like if it's like a photo of you, like sometimes the photos get repetitive.
Except one of our friends, I'm not gonna name names, not gonna whatever, but in the reaction feature, there is someone who always reacts to this person's BeReals, and let's just say they're very questionable reactions, like peeing into a toilet. Have you seen that?
What? No.
Okay, well, very fun usage of the app.
You're joking.
Nope, not joking. I wish I was joking. Who would have thought?
That's a funny thing, though. Like, I'm like, I know people, like, the people I know don't listen to this because they always, like, I feel like sometimes I mention, oh, yeah, like, I have a podcast with Brianna. But then they're like, oh, what is it? And I'm like, oh, never mind.
We don't even, the name of it or how to explain it?
No, what it is. Like, what the name of it is. I just don't tell them. I'm like, no, don't worry about it.
Julia, you're supposed to be marketing us.
I know, but I don't want to. Like, even my roommate. Love you, roommate. I haven't told her the name of it yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Why?
I don't know.
What are you ashamed of?
I'm gatekeeping.
Why are you gatekeeping?
A great podcast. I'm gatekeeping. I don't know.
I have trouble explaining what we talk about, though, whenever everyone asks.
Like, what's it about?
Like, what do you guys talk about? What's it about? I don't know. I could not tell you. We just talk.
We do just talk.
You know what's interesting? Whenever I would watch YouTube or any type of content, the videos where people would just talk and talk and talk, I would get so irritated and click off and be like, no. So I wonder...
time to click off.
Anyways.
Yeah. No, but one of our friends whose phone got run over last weekend, 2 weekends ago, she has made a comment about how she misses BeReal. She's like or just taking photos in general. She's just like, now she carries around this little, like, digital camera from when she was, like, 12? And it's the funniest thing ever. But she's like, because now she can't use Snapchat because she can't take photos, which I think those were, like, the two apps she missed maybe the most, because Snapchat, it's like, as much as I hate Snapchat, it's like still a way to like stay in contact with people.
Snapchat is like weirdly so relevant in college, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree.
Which I did not expect at all. It's just you meet a new person, you add them on Snapchat. It's so much easier and less personal than a phone number or anything like that. I think it's more personal. It's easier too.
It's like, I'd argue, like at the beginning stages of meeting someone, it's more personal than a phone number, because it's like you get to see their face every day and
That's
talk.
true.
It's more of like, and then like eventually, but that's also the thing. It's like I don't just give my phone number to anybody. So it's like once you hit like phone number level stage, that's even more personal, I guess. Make it make sense, honestly. I'm lost with what I just said, but it's okay. That's the one thing I don't like, or I like texting over Snapchat, but like I wish there was more of like a face feature to Snapchat, like a more like, you know, seeing each other. No, honestly, it sounds like I just wish that I could like be face to face with people.
Just honestly like, I wish I could just talk to people.
But I guess
yeah, I think social media. In psych yesterday, we were actually learning, this was really interesting, about there was a recent study done, I'm not sure by who, but it was on social media and the effects of it on your mental health. And they identified 2 classes of people who use social media. One was lurkers, which is basically you don't actively engage with any posts, you just kind of look through and are scrolling, versus someone who is actively engaged and they're seeing the posts like from their friends and they're commenting on them and they're using it more as like a social tool. And those people, it has a positive benefit on their mental health, but the lurkers, it has a negative benefit or a negative connotation with their mental health, which I thought was really interesting actually.
That makes me feel better because I'm definitely not a lurker. I'm more so like comment and like
see that's my problem. I definitely was a lurker, and that's why I just withdrew myself from all of it because it just wasn't.
I'm in the cycle right now where I want to like delete like all my social media or just like stop posting on it. I think it gets tiring thinking about like all long-term decisions. Like, why do I have to have a reason for my decisions, you know? Like, why can't I just be? Why can't I just do, you know? Example 1, ready? Tattoo. If I want the tattoo, I should just get it. Like, I shouldn't be thinking like long-term about it. But like the only thought I have long-term about it is that it is in like a semi more public part of my body. I probably shouldn't get it. But then that's like, I probably shouldn't do everything that I do, yet I still do them.
Yeah, I think I wish we wouldn't have to be forced into thinking into such long-term
But it's like kind of the reality of it.
But yeah.
But this also like, in turn, it's about like people too. Like, you know, there's like long-term, okay, well, are we getting into breakup or not getting into breakup?
Are you getting into relationships? I know exactly where you're gonna go. Like, would you still, the whole issue, would you still get into the relationship if you knew it was gonna end in a certain amount of time?
That's like a hard question because it's like you could create so many like great memories in that short amount of time, but knowing that there's a timer on it all. But then I feel like, honestly, if those like however long, like if that like time together ends up being so great, you might just like release the timer. You might be like, no.
So your answer would be yes.
It depends on the person, I mean.
I think, so you know what's funny is, I don't know if I brought this up to you before, but this applies. In California, I went to a psychic just for fun. Not that I believe in all that, but just for giggles. And she told me that I was going to waste 7 years of my life with someone whose name starts with an S. And she was like, avoid anyone with an S name. But tell me why. I was like, right after she said that, I was like, but would that be a waste of my life? Because
like you would grow as a person and you'd like,
yeah, exactly, you grow and learn.
Yeah. But it's also like, that's the thing about like psychics. I don't want someone to tell me what I should be looking out for and not looking out for me, or like looking out for in my life. Like I kind of just want everything that's like happen.
I can look out for myself. Anyways, I don't know. Okay. I just feel like you can learn something from, because you know that phrase that everyone always says is that people come into your life in phases for purpose during that phase. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like you'll have a friend. If you have a friend for like 2 months and then you guys just grow apart, they were still in your life for a reason.
Yeah. So that's like kind of like the idea that everything is temporary. Nothing matters. Everything is temporary.
Well, everything is temporary. That's just a fact. Like, our lives are temporary. Our lives being temporary does not have to be a negative thing, I guess.
Yeah, like, I don't want to live forever. But anyway.
You wouldn't live forever if you had the choice.
No. Because that would be a long-term decision. Like, if I had the choice that, like, you can either live forever and never die, because I don't want to commit to like having to live forever. Like that's too big of a commitment. Anyways, back to what I was saying.
That's true. Also, it would be like Captain America when he lives longer than everyone else, and then he loses all his friends, and then he sees civilization change.
You keep building these connections just for you to like experience more loss throughout your life, and that just doesn't sound.
That's true. I could not deal with that amount of loss. You know how much loss you would experience if you lived forever? Exactly. You would probably shut down and not want to get close to anyone.
Yep. Well, another thing, like relating to long-term and short-term decisions, I'm not sure if I ever mentioned on this podcast that I had a boyfriend. Keyword had, LMAO.
I think you may have a few times, but you didn't go into depth about it, which is...
So, we're no longer dating, and when we first broke up, I had such this, like, idea that, like, the breakup was, like, a long-term decision, you know? Like, that was it. Like, forever and ever. And it took me some time to realize that, like, it could be a short-term decision. Like, not saying that we get back together, not saying, like, literally anything. In the end, we could be friends. We could not be friends. Currently, like, right now, this person is not in my life. Like, I don't see them day to day. I don't speak to them day to day. Like, maybe a social media interaction, but and basically not anymore at all. Which is, like, partially, like, my decision just because I want to distance myself more than I already am. I think I was really just, like, hung up on the idea that this was, like, it would be a long-term decision that, like, we're over forever. But I want to reiterate again that does not mean I want to get back together if you're listening to this.
Everything is temporary, though. Like,
everything is
decisions,
temporary.
All decisions are temporary, even though everyone tries to, like, frame them like they're not.
Yeah. And maybe, like, this relates back to, like, kind of what you were saying about how they were in my life for, like, a specific amount of time. Maybe when I needed them or they needed me. And that it's, like, I'm growing to, like, the part of, like, post-breakup where, like, I'm realizing that, yeah, I'm, like, thankful for all, like, the time we had together and all the memories we created. But, like, that's it. Like, that's all they were. Memories, you know. Now, that's what they are. Memories. Okay, guys, welcome to Breakup Advice with Julia 101. Here we go. Ready? 1.
Oh, you're typing this out right now?
Yeah, I'm going to type it out so I can...
Physical documentation.
Yep. In 2 weeks, you will feel so much better. Like, 1 week will go by. Okay, maybe this doesn't apply if you're the one... Okay, I think if you're the one breaking up, I don't think it matters. I think it's still a breakup for both of you. And it's like if you guys cared so much about each other and loved each other so deep, like the breakup's going to hurt both of you guys, even if you're the one breaking up with someone. But in 2 weeks, you will feel so much better. And I know, like, 1 day after, 3 days after, it's going to feel like nothing's going to change. Like, literally, like, not, like, to be dramatic, but, like, that, like, nothing matters. But, like, literally 2 weeks will go by and you will have a totally different mindset. It's actually insane. It's like there's like a switch that happens where all of a sudden you're like, okay, not that it is what it is, but it is what it is. And it's really hard to, like, in, like, the first few days, like, cut somebody off, especially someone that you were, like, in constant contact with, like, talking every single day, like, literally everything. Like, that was the first person you tell all your good news to and bad news too. There were times where I did call him, which I shouldn't have, and I realized that after, and I texted and apologized, like, that was, like, I was crossing a boundary, but it's really hard to, like, figure out what the new boundary is after, like, those first days. But it's, like, really, like, just, like, spending time with your friends and, like, family makes it so much easier, because even though, like, you lose this, like, one person in your life who meant everything to you, it's, like, at the same time, there's so many other people in your life that you mean everything to, and they mean everything to you too, you know? And it's, like, it's okay to miss them too. Like, that's it. But it's, like, don't text them that. Don't call them. Don't make the mistakes I did. It's, like, your notes app probably will become your best friend. Don't go through your camera roll. That's where conveniently I was getting a new phone, and I never transferred over, like, half of my photos. It's kind of funny, though, when you have to tell people that like, even recently, like, so one of my cousins is touring colleges right now. So they were going to tour the college that my ex-boyfriend goes to. And originally, when we were dating, we were like, oh, yeah, you could give them a tour, like, a more personal tour. Like, this is what it looks like. So we were in the car one day, and they were like, oh, yeah, should we hit up Julia's boyfriend to, like, give us a tour? And then my dad laughs and goes something along the lines of, like, funny story about that one. Any thoughts, Brianna?
I don't have any contributing thoughts, but I guess, like, sometimes when some people get into relationships, they are so fixated on the one person that they neglect a lot of other aspects of their life. But the reality is, like, once you go through that and you leave that person, all your friends, like, all your family, they're gonna welcome you with open arms and be there for you. So I don't know, it's like you might feel alone, but you're never alone.
That's exactly it. Like, there's always someone you can call, and I realized that when we first broke up. Like, I was on the phone a lot with people. Talked to you, I talked to a couple other friends, I talked to, like, my parents and my sister a lot, like, during the first few days, just because I didn't want to, like, just be in my room sitting with my own thoughts. Like that was it. Like, I could not be in my room just sitting there. I don't think I lost myself in the relationship. I really don't think I did. I think when you're long distance, you have to, like, start living your own life, you know? You don't, like, get to spend time with them every day, so, like, you have that extra time to, like, do this and that, you know? And I don't know if it's, like, the new semester or, like, last semester being, like, bad, but it's, like, this semester I've been, like, having, like, way more free time, way more, like, time to do stuff with friends, like, way more time and motivation to do stuff, you know, and, like, get out. And, like, the nice weather is also playing into that. But anyways, point 2, I'm just kidding. I think that was, like, 10 points already. I did not receive what I was giving in the relationship, and, like, you realize that now because you're not in the relationship. You're not, like, not blindsided by, like, the love, but, like, you're just, like, have clear, like, a more clear vision on, like, looking back on, like, what happened, you know? But, like, I'm still, like, grateful all of it happened. But if you ask me that, like, a day after we broke up, you would not get the same answer as right now. When you guys first break up, like, everyone will try to, like, bash him.
Because people think that that's being supportive, but
yeah, but at
I
the same
feel
time,
like that should not be the response right away.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you have to be considerate of the fact that they took that large chunk of their life, like, spending with them, you know what I mean? And if you respect your friend's judgment, I mean, obviously judgment can be tainted by different things, but I feel like resorting to bashing the other person is not the mature response.
Yeah. You know what my dad said to me, though, that I was like, my heart, ouch. He's like, Julie, like, I know what you're feeling right now, like, I know whatever, but he's like, I just hope that one day you can find someone and, like, not be afraid to, like, love them and, like, give them all your love again, like how you did before. Like, I hope this doesn't, like, close your heart off. And I was like, stop. I'm not looking to, like, give my all to anybody, you know? I'm just here. And I think that's very much good enough.
Wow. I am moved by your inspirational talk right there. And yes, it's definitely normal to, I don't know. Plus, they say that if you're looking for something, you're never going to find it, so.
Yeah, you can't watch the pot of water
paint
boil.
Dry. Oh.
Yeah.
I watch the water boil. Dude, I sit there until it boils. I put salt in the water to speed it up, and I sit there until it boils.
Like, actually, or are you talking metaphorically still?
No, I, like, actually do. How would that make sense metaphorically?
I don't know. Like, you're, like, looking for someone. Like, you're looking for someone and not finding them.
Oh.
See,
I watched the water boil.
I don't want to diss my last relationship, but, like, looking back on it, like, all my friends were like, Julia, like, you really wanted a boyfriend, like, when you met him. Like, you were, like, to be fair, like, but if you put it in that perspective, then it kind of seems like that. But it's also at the same time, if you frame it a certain way, it's gonna look like that, you know? But, like, I think the way that they framed looking at it was just very much, like, painting him in a bad way again. Anyways, hey, ex-boyfriend. How's it going? Don't answer that. She'll leave that in. To end our breakup segment, if you're trying to make them jealous and stuff like that, do not go for their best friend. Do not comment things. Do not no matter how bad you have like urges to do toxic stuff, don't do it. Like, it's just gonna make the situation both of you guys, and it'll, like, ruin the chance of you guys ever, like, you know, having a friendship or acquaintanceship, you know? Like, even though, like, the bridge is, like, on fire at the moment, don't burn it down all the way, you know? This is not speaking from experience. I'm just saying, resist the toxic urges to get back at them. Just let them be, because revenge is indifference. Anyways, that's the end of our podcast.
Of you.
Yep, that's the end of our podcast.
That's the end of the episode, guys.
And Brianna's gonna close it off.
Hope you enjoyed listening. Again, welcome to season 2. And you can find us on Instagram at best.rivals. And if you want to listen to season 1 of our podcast, that is also available on our YouTube channel. And all of those videos will have a blue thumbnail if you guys want to watch. Anything else to add?
My pants are still wet. They have not dried. That's it. Okay, bye guys.
I don't know how much longer I can do this podcast. Leah, she might be on the outs.
Oh my gosh.
We're hiring.
Episode. Kidding. See you next week. We're looking for someone who's better than Julia. Oh wait, can't find that.